Thanks again for joining. My name is Harvey Morrison, and I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at CybeReady. And again, I just want to thank everybody for hopping on the webinar today. I'm joined by Asaf Goldberg, who's our Vice President of Sales for Europe. Everybody, I think, knows Asaf. And we're going to be focusing today on the rising threat and risk that smishing is causing organizations today. Some folks are very well aware of smishing and what's going on. Other folks, this is kind of a new topic for them. So we want to really kind of start by giving you a background and an overview of what smishing is, give you some examples of what organizations or some organizations that have actually been affected by smishing today, review some of the industry data, and then I'm going to turn it over to Asaf, and he's going to show you on our platform how we're enabling organizations to run smishing campaigns through CybeReady. So as Asaf said, if you've got questions as we're going through this, please feel free to hit us up on the chat portion of the Zoom meeting, and we'll get those questions answered as we go. So we'll dive in right now, Asaf, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead.
So let's start with just a quick definition of exactly what is smishing. So smishing, or SMS phishing, is a type of cyber attack where scammers utilize text messages to trick individuals into clicking malicious links, sharing personal information, or downloading malware. So, I mean, essentially, it follows the very similar attack as a phishing email follows, but it just uses a different channel, the SMS or the text messaging. For the research we at CyberReady have done, we believe, and we'll cover some of this industry data later, but we think industry data is showing that we're actually right, that smishing is quickly becoming one of the most effective cyber threats today. And, you know, just as you start to think about it, the reason for its effectiveness, you know, we believe based upon our research and industry information that's out there, is it's really effective because it all comes down to mindset. And by mindset, what we mean, you know, how employees interact with and think about text messages versus other forms of communication like email. So let me just talk about a couple of examples. So, you know, unlike email, which many employees are trained, right, to scrutinize for phishing attempts, text messages operate really, if you think about it, in a different psychological space. So employees don't approach SMS or text messages with the same level of skepticism that they do today regarding emails, right? Employees pretty much and people pretty much assume that when you get a SMS or a text message, you know, they're personal, they're direct, and they're legitimate. Text messages also trigger, I think, a sense of urgency and trust that attackers can easily manipulate. Whether it's a delivery notification that you get on your phone, a bank alert, or even a message that appears to be from a colleague or a family member, you know, a lot of times people really quickly react to a text before thinking, which I think can get them in trouble. And we're conditioned, right? And you know, think about yourself, right? We're conditioned to respond almost immediately to a text message, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a service provider. So attackers know this, and they typically try to craft messages that create that sense of urgency, pushing the recipient to act without really verifying the legitimacy of the request. So unlike emails, which are often checked, you know, while sitting at a desk, hey, I got an email coming in. Does it look suspicious? Let me check it. Text messages are typically read on your mobile device while we're, you know, on the move, walking around, commuting, multitasking. That's me a lot of times, multitasking. And this really reduces an employee's ability or an individual's ability to really analyze that text and look for red flags, right? And this really kind of makes it easier for attackers to succeed with this approach or this attack vector. So the bottom line from CyberReady's perspective is that smishing works because it really bypasses traditional security awareness that you see from an email perspective, really preys on the employee's instinct for, hey, I have to respond quickly, and reaches us really during moments of distraction. Hey, I'm working on something on my computer. I get a text message. Let me respond to it really quickly. So, educating and training employees about these psychological triggers, we really think is the first step in reducing success of smishing attacks. Here are just a couple of different quotes from some of our current smishing customers. And again, I think these really kind of highlight and lend credibility as to what we just covered as to why smishing is really effective, right? So Kiteworks, which is a large software security company, they provide us, security software. Basically says, smishing attacks are rising because hackers are exploiting trust, urgency, and mobile first behavior. Unlike email, where we've been trained to recognize phishing, most people or most employees aren't recognizing that. And they actually had a smishing attack, as you'll see below here, where their CEO, a text was sent out to a bunch of employees that looked like it came from the CEO. And folks were clicking on the links, and it really almost got them in trouble. So, this is real, and we got a couple more examples of what's going on, but it is a real life scenario that is happening with organizations today. So here's kind of what industry data is showing, not only, about the increase in smishing as an attack vector, but I think just as importantly is its effectiveness as an approach to trying to hack into organizations. So a 2024 report revealed that 75% of organizations experienced some sort of smishing attack in 2023. A leading mobile threat organization basically said smishing accounts now for 39% of all mobile threats, making it one of the most prominent attack vectors in today's cyber landscape. And then, everybody needs to really understand and think about this. The financial impact of a successful smishing attack is really staggering. Again, in 2024, the average cost of a breach exceeds $9.5 million per organization. And this figure includes not only the direct cost, but also extends to reputational damage, regulatory penalties, and operational costs to actually recover. So, smishing is no longer just a minor nuisance. It's really a serious business risk that demands organizations really pay immediate attention to it. Now, Asaf, I know you've been talking to a lot of clients across Europe about the rise in smishing and the cost in smishing. Are your customers seeing it, and kind of what are you hearing from the market?
Yeah, so definitely these numbers were found as a real concern with a significant portion of our customers, as you said, mainly in the European region. And due to these high numbers, we definitely identified a high demand to expand the CybeReady platform within our customer base for smishing training. Okay, so it seems that everyone are starting to digest this risk, all these incidents and breaches and attempts coming from the mobile channel keep increasing, and those who are like I would say entrepreneur or leaders or appreciate early stage of technology starting to use the smishing. We truly believe that there's a wave that will come up in 2025. As you said, the numbers are quite concerned.
Yeah, I think you and I had talked about it a couple different times on, hey, smishing's been around for a little while, but I think in the last 12 to 18 months, it's almost been like a hockey stick on the rise of smishing attacks, and organizations that are now reporting, hey, our employees are starting to have to deal with and address, or being able to recognize when somebody's trying to smish them. So interesting insight, Asaf. Thanks for sharing that. So just a couple of examples of, large organizations, well-known organizations that have recently been attacked by smishing. So everybody, I think, probably knows Twilio, a prominent communications company, where their employees receive SMS messages from a group impersonating the company's IT department. So think about that. Hey, we're your IT department. Please click on this link to validate so you can continue to get your email. Hey, please click on this link and change your password. Those sorts of things organizations are dealing with. And then the other one is every UK-based companies where attackers actually sent messages claiming to be the company, and recipients actually clicked on malicious links there as well. So again, real life examples of everyday organizations that are now starting to feel the effects of smishing and are starting to reach out to us to talk about, hey, how can we start to address and make our employees more able to identify these types of things and be resilient against them. So, I know I've mentioned this in previous slides, but I think it's really critical to talk about it. Is I want to emphasize that smishing and Asaf's going to talk about it more in his demonstration as well. But I want to really emphasize that don't think about smishing as, hey, a standalone sort of program that you're going to manage here. Smishing needs to be a part of an overall integrated security awareness training program that ties your phishing email, so your email security, with your smishing security to really be totally effective. They need to share information, the two back and forth, the platforms. They need to share, hey, who's falling for this? And let's make sure we train on that. So it can't be a standalone sort of program. It really needs to be integrated into your overall program to be truly effective. And this is really what the CybeReady platform provides, is an integrated, fully featured security awareness training program, right? So it's not a individual application. It is a program that's designed to cover both phishing and smishing from a single automated platform. So think about automatically running both phishing and smishing campaigns with just the push of a button, right? And making sure both of those are relevant and play off each other, right? Also, you're able to generate reports and scores for your employees and your entire organization. So now you have a good sense of both employee and organizational readiness for combating cyber attacks, again, in an automated fashion from one single platform. So again, this is the CybeReady, our thought and our program around, innovative security awareness training. Again, really designed through one single interface. And I always like to highlight this before we kind of hop into the demonstration, because it is proof that our technology works. We as an organization really track we track a lot of KPIs, but two that we really look at across our entire customer base is, high risk group reduction. So think of these as your serial clickers. You try to train these folks all the time, but they're always clicking on something, right? So our program is designed to focus on and help these folks. And we see really an 80% risk reduction in these organizations over a 12-month period. And then your overall employee resilience score. So how likely am I to identify and not click on those types of attacks? And that score goes up by over 400%. So, really great results with what we're doing here. And so with that, I won't hold up anymore, but I'll turn it over to Asaf.
Harvey,
Asaf.
let me just add one comment regarding the KPI, if I may. So we definitely see among our hundred thousands of customers around the world that CISO really appreciate these data, which they can definitely reflect to the board of directors, to the top management, because eventually, a CEO of a company, he doesn't really care about John Doe or Michael Michael. He really wants to see the progress, the trends, how his organizational risk level reduces, and how we protect and provide the right content and training for the end users. And proudly, I would say that CybeReady data support it, empower the CISO, the CIOs, whoever is working with us. And it's kind of a quick win for anyone who starts running any kind of security awareness training.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Harvey.
I'll let you run the demo now.
Okay, let me share my screen. I will skip my emails. So thanks, Harvey. Hi, everyone. My name is Asaf. I'm running the commercial operation in the EMEA region. Thank you for joining. Thank you for having me, and thanks for the time. In the next few minutes, I will introduce you to the smishing. And for our customers which are already here, if after the smishing you want to proceed with your working activity, that's totally fine. For those who are new here on the session, I will proceed showing a little bit more, excluding the phishing, like the overall phishing, the dashboard, some reports. So whoever is interested in staying, you can get inspired respectively. So as you can see here on the left side, there is the, where's the report? There is the dashboard, the menu, sorry. There's the dashboard section, training, analytics, and internal communication. When you expand the training section, you can see the different capability solution that Harvey shared in the presentation, what we call the training program, what we say 360 degrees coverage. You see the phishing, smishing, awareness bites, fish cage for reporting button, audit ready for compliance purposes, and program for special groups. So for the phishing, the platform actually presents all the campaigns which are currently active, completed, draft mode, and let me move it. And you can create your own campaign. You can choose out of dozens of scenarios which are included in our repository, as you can see. So you can choose like one or a few or all of them. It's your decision. And then, as you can see, you can add them to a campaign. Okay, we support 42 different languages. So even if your organizational culture is in English, you can still send specific scenarios or groups according to their geographical location. So I choose randomly these three simulations. Let's say that we have a team in Spain. So immediately this changes to Spanish. Of course, all the simulations are editable. So this flexibility allows you to twist, to change according to your personal understanding, but as a default, everything is there. Then you can save the campaign, which was predefined, and then you can send a test. Test can be for selected one out of these three, or the whole bulk, the whole three can be sent to yourself. So just by adding.
Hey, Asaf, just
Yeah.
real quick, I got a note that said they can't see the demo. Can you see it? Can somebody just hit us up on the chat? Can you see the demo slide or the demo screen now? Okay, they say it's okay now. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So you hit a number, okay, like a country code and your personal number, blah, 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 blah. And then you just send a test. You will receive one or the whole campaign. And when you are interested in running a campaign, you can hit the run campaign now, and it will go for the group that you predefined in this section. There's a form like user's email, because this is like the unique identifier for a personal user, his personal email, and then assign the relevant mobile number. Once this group has been defined, it can be for the entire company or just a specific group that you are interested in training. You can send the campaign for everyone or just to schedule it. Okay, some dates in between, ignore phishing training, or you can send it only in working hours or around the clock. It's your decision, and then campaign starts. Okay, wonderful. Now, this has been running for a few days, a few weeks. We want to see the results, some data, some statistics. So we go to the analytics section. In the analytics section, you can choose a specific campaign or all the campaigns. Okay, if I'm choosing a specific one, So this can be filtered according to the dashboard capabilities and also by time frame for a specific month. Over here, you can see the click rate per campaign. Okay, campaign number 1, 6.1%, campaign number 6, 34%. And below you will see the number of users that been accepting or receiving these smishing training bytes. Another capability of analytics is to present the data by department and location performance. So over here, organizational level, you will see all your departments and their performance. So you can filter it top down, bottom up, according to your personal preferences. Okay, quite easy to filter. You can go one level below for teams level, and of course location in case you are a global company. And again, everything can be filtered respectively. On the right hand side, you will see the campaign click rate for the whole units. Last but not least, you have the option to filter click by simulation to know which simulation is the high rated, like the most dangerous one, and maybe focus in next campaigns or next group to train them on desensitivity. If you know that this is your weakest point, let's try to focus on that and train your users respectively, because currently it's a training, but tomorrow it's going to be a real thing. So let's get them in shape to make them skillful and readiness against tomorrow new attacks. If there are any questions, of course, you are more than welcome to share in the Q&A.
Hey, yes, Asaf, just real quick,
Yeah.
there's two questions, right? One is, I guess it's a feature that's not included with the base product. That's correct. It is an add-on product, but we do have, I guess, incentives as we're rolling this out. We have incentives for our current customer base. So if you're a current client of CybeReady and are interested in adding smishing, say over the next 30 to 45 days, reach out, because we do have incentives to help you get onboarded with smishing. And then the next question is, if I have a company with over 800 employees, is there an option to import a CSV file with all the relevant information?
Yeah, of course. So as I mentioned, going back to the smishing, as you can see here on the left-hand side, upload custom employees. So any CSV Excel file, here is the template. It's quite simple, okay? And this can be uploaded, so no problem.
Great.
Great. So for those who are, our customers that are already familiar, this was the portion, the intro to the smishing. You can definitely stay. What I'm interested in the next 5 minutes, whoever is interested in learning more, is to share a little bit about more of the CybeReady platform. So I will share with you kind of a quick insight into the phishing simulation and training. So for example, in this section, the platform suggests 10 different simulation, not one, not two, and not 1,000. Why? Because we don't want to bombard the CISO, the CIO. They have a lot on their plate. I know that other platforms suggest hundreds. We also have hundreds, but we are starting with the best practice. And right after the first training cycle, this is one of the main values of the platform. The machine learns, analyzes the organizational performance, and suggests the relevant next training content. So based on your performance, exactly like in sport, the machine will tailor or mostly suggest the right fit for you. So you will see everything what is running currently active, and 3 weeks before the end of the quarter, the machine will suggest a new set of 10 simulation. So overall, an average CybeReady customer meets between about 40 different simulations in 1 year, 4 quarters times 10. Now, all simulations are editable and of course included in 42 different languages. It will be sent to the end user in its own native language. So you can preview the suggested one. If something is not relevant from your own reason, you can just exclude and the machine will suggest alternative. You're also going to be assigned with a dedicated customer success manager that's going to lead through the onboarding process and through the ongoing operation. If you have your own wishes and you would like to compose, to craft your own attack, no problem. Just go to the edit custom simulation, design whatever you want via our editor, and you're ready to go. It will be included within this bulk of simulation. When the user does a mistake, what is a mistake? Hitting the link, sharing credential. Let's take, I don't know, where is it? Office 365. Sharing credential, opening attachment, hitting the link. Of course, we are not keeping any password due to GDPR. Then there is the nano-learning concept. The user is directed to a short one-pager content which explain him in one sentence what went wrong, and then follows with 4 suspicious signs which are relevant specifically to this attack. Of course, this page is going to be branded. This is example by one of our biggest healthcare in Europe, Medicover. And then, sorry about that. And then the next month, the user will receive a different simulation. So this simulation run randomly between your end users. Okay, once a month, user gets 1 out of the 10 randomly, and you see that every landing page, the content is adjusted or being specifically to the attack. So we have dynamic and adaptive content. You don't need to waste time on templates, on what to figure, how to compose. Everything is built in a very smart way. Not only that, but for any simulation, the platform also explain why has this simulation been suggested? What stands behind it? Maybe it's a high-rated simulation. Maybe this is something very common, recently added to the landscape. So there is a reasonable explanation why is this suggested to you. You only need to click activate, and that's it, my friend. You don't need to do anything else. Go relax, do other job, or enjoy the rest of the day. During this time, if you go to the analytics, you will see all these nice analysis. You will see, for example, breakdown by month. In each month, how many attacks have been sent, click rate, how many employees. Breakdown by location. This is all taken from your Active Directory, from your Entra or Google Workspace. Breakdown by department level. Breakdown by, where is it? Breakdown by simulation. As you saw in the phishing over here as well, you will see which simulation has a high rated, higher click rate, and which has low click rate. And one of the beauties with CybeReady is that the machine keep analyzing, and when it's identify a simulation with a low click rate, it will create kind of optimization and will isolate it, because there's no point focusing on such simulation if it's not effective. Let's focus on the other 8, the other 7. Last but not least, you have data on your employees, each one in his journey, his track history, to which risk group is he assigned to according to his click performance, what was the recent one, and you can see the entire history per user. And then you have the sensitive group, with what we call serial clickers, the high risk employees. And I'm hearing CISO keep asking, okay, I've got this risky group. Now I need to treat them accordingly, right? I need to have a lot of activities going. So guess what? Our CybeReady program section allows you to treat these sensitive groups respectively. So we have beginners, new employees that join the company, they can get immediate welcome message and double intensity, 2 simulations a month to speed up their training progress. For those high risk, high serial clickers, you can activate as well a double intensity and also a reinforcement message. What does it mean? 1 hour after this user fall prey to the attack, he will receive an internal email from his company's domain. So it's kind of an internal communication. It's quite safe. Hi, John, you fall prey 1 hour ago. We just want to make sure that you follow the 4 suspicious signs in a more relaxed and in easy way. And of course, all the text is editable if you would like to change and make some adjustments. This is about the phishing, quite simple, very light, very appreciated. And we have also the awareness bites, which send kind of a security awareness bites to your end user around the clock, 42 different languages in your with your company's domain. There's a small explanation, a few tips, also a gamification question, and you can also generate a posture for each one of these bites. This posture can be used in a security awareness campaign, mainly in October, this date that, it's a global awareness month, and also as a screensaver, print it out. It's a PNG, so do it whatever you want. Last very powerful capability is when the CISO, when the security team needs to present the data to its top management, to the board. It takes them hours, if not days, to centralize the data, to analyze it, to present it and craft it, and all this preparation. CybeReady been requested many years ago to reach out and help these customers. How do we do that? With a periodic business report. It's a kind of a magic. According to our 2025 marketing theme, we are magician, okay? So we help, we save time, we empower the CISO. In a click of a button, you can decide whether to generate this presentation by department level and in which language. And then you only need to click download report. That's it, okay? So, okay, here we. So it's actually the machine generates a presentation. It will be branded with your company look and feel. It starts with the summary of the last 3 months, moving on to some facts and figures, how many employees, location, which solutions are active. We have a personal scorecard, so we present the top leaders. Then there are KPIs of the recent quarter. So any CISO, CIO can present and share this important information with the board to see the progress, to appreciate the value. Then you have a vulnerability by department in percentage, in absolute numbers, in a department in increasing risk. And then you have some notable training example, such as the most clickable simulation for veteran employees, for new employees, and the least click on simulation by all employees with a low rated. For those who are using the awareness byte, the most open awareness byte, and then you're going to be introduced with data for the last 12 months. Of course, everything is reflected and analyzed, and we advise our customers to have a preliminary session with their customer success team in order to make sure that all this data is well understood and clear before they share it with the board and with the relevant decision makers. So this was kind of a quick insight to some of our valuable capabilities and solutions, and feel free to share any questions. For those who are interested to learn more, you are invited to contact us. We can definitely set a one-on-one, share some commercial input about the smishing that Harvey just mentioned. And we are here to make us all successful, our customers and our partners as well.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jerome. Again, as we've been talking about this, smishing is really no longer just an occasional scam. It's really become a primary attack vector. And we at CyberReady are addressing it. And as you saw with Asaf's demonstration, we built it or integrated into the platform. So now you have a full featured and functioning security awareness training program, not only for your phishing, but now also for your smishing. And again, let's advance my slides here. As Asaf suggested, feel free to reach out at any time to us. We're happy to help. And again, if you're an existing customer, we've got some incentives for you. And if you're a new customer and want to add smishing, we also have some incentives for you as well. So please feel free to reach out.